Storms tearing apart our desk.
Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is Diaz.
And the Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Star.
And I am your dad bod demigod. My name's Joey Mayberry.
Valentine's Day because NXT presents you a Vengeance Day.
I love all these classic pay-per-view titles that NXT is bringing back. They're pretty fantastic.
I love it.
I really hope, since they're bringing back all these old school pay-per-views, that they bring up Taboo Tuesday, because I actually love Taboo Tuesday, and I didn't think anybody else did either, but apparently other people like Taboo Tuesday too, so definitely bring them back. But this time, for the women's, can we decide on other stuff besides just what they're wearing?
I hate that I kind of love the Fulfill Your Fantasy Battle Royale, but like the Schoolgirl Battle Royale was like my shit. I loved it, but probably not anymore nowadays.
I mean, could you imagine Rhea Ripley versus Raquel González in a Fulfill Your Fantasy Battle Royale?
So Vengeance Day, we had an amazing pay-per-view, starting with the first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament Finale! And it is Shotzi, Blackheart, and Ember Moon. Do they have a tag name?
The Ball Pit. No, wait. The Fire Pit? Something like that. It's something pit.
It's my armpit. And of course, we've got Raquel González and Dakota Kai.
First, this match was super long. Like, they gave these women time. On top of that, I love the little, like, Beth Phoenix line she gave at the beginning of the match, where she went through the entire, like, Give Divas a Chance movement, how the NXT title came through Paige, and really hit all these milestones, and it was a nice way to set up the actual history-making event that we were going to have.
Whenever I watch tag match, I get like a very raw filler match vibe all the time, but this is a match, this is a tag match that we should have gotten when they introduced Tag Team Championship, but they don't give a about that. They don't give a about tag team. So until now, I was like, okay, this is a tag match. I loved it.
What? Oh, wait. Holy shit. What a way to kick off a pay-per-view. Like, if that was the first match, I'm like, what? Like, what? How are they going to follow this? And don't get me wrong, they did follow this in a great way, too. But what a fucking way to kick out a pay-per-view. Like, that always sets the tone. I think a lot of people think, oh, you want to be the main event. But honestly, you want to be first or the main event, because the first one sets the tone for everything, and they brought it. It was such a good match.
So Ember and Shotzi, they're both very established solo competitors, but I actually really like them as a team. Now they have the same hair color, they scream together, and González and it's like, I am liking this.
And their moves were so crisp. Like, some of those transitions were absolutely amazing. Like, the big notable one for me was Shotzi catching Dakota in that corner and then transitioning into a standing clover leaf, which I was like, that was cool.
I also really like how at first I was like, well, this is one of another like random tag team that they put together. Why I do love both women individuals. I was just like, oh, another, random tag team they threw together. But like you mentioned, DS, they like actually worked. And it like kind of makes sense to put them together. I feel like they had a little similar paths to get to WWE as well. So I really like how they were working together, actual tag team moves. I know obviously it's the finals of a tag team tournament, but I think they just really perfected it. Them being as a tag team by the finals, which I think this is how you build a better tag team. Like, have them go, like, not struggle, but like kind of figure it out, and then finally, bam, we're here. And I think that's why they struggle so much with so many random ass tag teams they put together, is they never really get established as a tag team, in my opinion. And this one not only established them, but they're here and they're ready to kick some ass. I just wish that all tag team matches were this good or treated with this same level of time, the same like storyline that goes into it and build up to it. If that happened, we would have one hell of a tag team division for the women.
I was really impressed with Ember Moon in this match because for a very long time on main roster, it seemed like she was kind of going through the motion, but now in NXT, she's just on fire, and especially in this match, every move that she hit was with precision and impact. It was crazy. Like that Eclipse? Fucking amazing. Oh my god.
She was just flying all over the way. And then I wanted to point out, this match had an interesting kind of like rhythm and tempo and even layout to it, because honestly, if you look at standard match structure for wrestling matches, Shotzi and Ember were working heel. They really were the entire time because they were preventing Raquel from getting that hot tag. So this was a very nice way to kind of shake things up, I guess.
Joey, I was so hoping you would say that because definitely that's such a worker standpoint to see it from, especially because we're working a body part. And you don't see that from baby faces. You don't see baby faces working a body part. You don't see baby faces being the ones who cut the ring in half, because that's the whole point of a tag match, is to cut the ring in half and making sure the other person doesn't tag the partner. But they most definitely were being, it was booked and psychology-wise as they were heels. I mean, obviously, it was still very obvious that Raquel and Dakota Kai were the heels, but it was booked and structured as Ember and Shotzi being the heels, which actually gave it a really cool, interesting vibe for the match. It wasn't like just your typical little paint by colors tag match, but I think it added another element to it, and I really enjoyed it. Also, I think Shotzi has nailed the move of almost dying and not dying. Like every single dive that she does, especially when she got hit up against the guardrail too, but somehow Shotzi has made it seem where she dies but doesn't die on dives.
I think it's because she just flops her body. It's not like a controlled landing anywhere. She just flops down like a bag of potatoes, and it works. Like that slam from Raquel to the barrier on the outside. I thought Shotzi was dead. I thought she was gone.
If she somehow mastered a way of doing everything safely but looking like that, oh, she's a freaking genius.
Electric chair cross body to the outside that happened because Dakota Kai got flattened like a pancake, and I was terrified for her.
That was very brutal. Definitely a way cooler version of the Doomsday device for sure. And to the outside, I've taken that move before, but it was in the ring, and it sucks. It's scary, so I can only imagine what it would be on the outside of the ring. But I hope they keep that, and I think that goes back into them being an actual tag team now. But that was definitely brutal.
This almost seemed like a freaking tornado tag match. It was like so quick, fast-paced. I loved it.
Without it being sloppy, because I feel like sometimes fast matches, especially multi-person fast matches, can go sloppy real quick. But no, this one was on pace. It was great. And I like that they keep on going back to Dakota Kai's knee. I know it was a while ago, but also she does a lot of kicks. So it goes back, like, of course you would want to try to get her legs out. She kicks all the time, so why wouldn't you? So it worked out great.
I do have a question, and I wasn't fully sure about what the answer is. So Dakota Kai and Raquel González as a team, what does Dakota bring to the team? What do you think?
I completely agree with that. Like, what does she do? Because legit, at the very beginning of the match, it was just Raquel beating down Shotzi, beating down Ember, and there was no stopping her at all. And then you tag in Dakota Kai. Like, why would you bring her in? You don't need her.
Is there like a storyline reason why they're a team?
Well, the whole reason I thought was that Raquel was more of Dakota Kai's like insurance policy. Like,
yes.
Her like big me and like, yeah, I'm bad. I'm big and bad. But now I feel like Raquel has definitely eclipsed that, and is a star of her own. Quite honestly, because I think Raquel's the star of the team. I don't think it's not really Dakota's fault, but I think it's the way she's booked. She's booked extremely weak. And Raquel was a badass and is a badass. And at first, like I said, I think it was supposed to be her security person and like, oh, look at my backup that I have. But now it's extended past that. And I hope they realize that. I don't know if they realize they've done that, because quite honestly, especially after Dakota Kai turned heel, I haven't really seen her as a super top, like, competitor. I mean, I'm not saying that she's bad at the ring. I'm just saying the way she's booked.
Yeah, I just feel like Dakota, she's very good, and I love that she had the pink hair when she was fighting Shotzi. It looked like Fairly Odd Parents. It was like the whole vibe. But I just don't know what exactly her position is in this team. When there is a bodyguard situation, the other one is the brain, or she has some kind of pull or something. But right now in this tag team, I just don't see exactly what Dakota brings to this team. So let's talk about Raquel.
She stands out like everything. I mean, we're calling her backup, and it's aptly said, because have you seen her back? Oh my God.
Oh, it's insanely so muscly.
She's totally eclipsed Dakota Kai. Like, her stock has severely risen because you kind of brought her in as that insurance policy for Tegan Knox. And that was kind of to just establish who she was, because we didn't know anything about her other than the fact that she was reigning González in the Mae Young Classic. So it introduced her to the crowd, and then I think she just had that Kevin Nash effect where she's too big that you can't, you have to take notice of her.
She's booked to be the top tier talent right now. I mean, she basically sent Rhea Ripley home. Like, she just like retired her from NXT. She pinned the champion in War Games. So she's like the top tier. I mean, I honestly feel like I don't even know where this is going with the tag team thing, because I honestly see her taking down Io.
I kind of almost wanted them not to win and Raquel kind of be pissed at Dakota Kai, thus then launching her even more into like a really hard, strong singles run, because I really thought that's the way they were going, especially with the way that War Games was booked, how she's being booked lately. I just felt like, okay, well, they're going to lose, and then Raquel's going to be pissed at Dakota and be like, oh, we were only hanging around so I could take care of you, and you can't even win this match type of deal. But I mean, I'm not upset that they won. I just thought they were going to go the route of Raquel being a huge star and really pushing her.
Same.
Interesting to find out what they do from here.
With them getting the win, that means that we're getting Raquel and Dakota versus Shayna and Nia. So it's the Aussies versus the Holes.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I feel like that is amazing match, because already Dakota has a storyline. Dakota has a whole history with Shayna, right? Dakota's now a baddie, but Shayna knows that she's not that baddie. So like there's whole storyline built in there, and just imagine Raquel doing that choke slam or any moves on Nia Jax, and then she just screams, "Oh!" Amazing.
I just want to see Raquel lift Nia up with ease. I think that will cement her really, really quickly if she's just because we've never really seen Nia get manhandled.
Did you guys have a feel where they were kind of booked almost like a tweener at the end, where there was like ceremony and they're crying? I feel like now that they're gonna go against Shayna and Nia, I feel like they were kind of in a tweener situation, which I'm down for because they're so cool.
First off, let's not forget that they are Shania Payne, because that tag team name has to live on forever, because not like most girls.
But you know what this makes me kind of worried for? I mean, not really worried, but I think this makes it pretty clear that Lana and Naomi's not gonna win.
I mean, maybe, because honestly, it would make sense if Shotzi and Ember would have won to go up against the current heels that are Nia and Shayna. So maybe there is a possibility that Naomi and Lana will take those belts, because then it's back to baby versus heels for that tag team championship.
Well, honestly, I'm way more excited about the Team Shania.
Me too.
Yeah.
You don't want to see Lana get thrown around by Raquel González?
Haven't we seen that enough from that fucking table spot?
Yes, we have.
Do we want to see the tag team championship move to NXT?
Yes.
Someone at the Discord brought this up. They were like, yeah, we'll probably see Sasha and Bianca be the next tag team champion, Charlotte or Lacey or something like that. I feel like they would do that kind of shit. By Fastlane, I can totally see Sasha and Bianca being the champions, and they're gonna feud over it because they always just use it as prop for other stuff, right? So I don't want that anymore, so please just bring it to NXT so we can have some quality tag team matches down there. Let's move to the next match, and it is the NXT Women's Championship triple threat match. Io Shirai, Mercedes Martinez, and Toni Storm, the Tonti time.
Tonti Storm, baby.
Tonti time. I don't know why Toni Storm is heel right now. She just decided one day she woke up, she's like, you know what? I'm a bad girl now, and just walked to the ring. It's pretty much what we got.
She looked awesome, though.
She did.
She looked awesome, but I was watching this with Tyler last night, and we were watching the promo that happened before it, and he was like, she seems like she looks cool, but she's not really cool. And I was like, it's kind of like that, because no lie, Toni Storm looks like a rock star, but right now, where she's lost at in this sea of the NXT women's division, she seems bland. She's like flour right now.
And I thought like her being a heel would help that. It hasn't. Like, so maybe she has to go back to being a face. I really don't know. Like, she has the look, she has the moves, she basically has what you would think is the total package, but it's just not. I don't know what happened. Like, it's not being necessarily being read on TV. Like, it's not coming across as the badass and awesome, cool person that she looks like. And I knew this match was going to be great just because of the 3 people that were in it. I never thought that Toni Storm had a chance to win.
Yeah, I mean, like, just things are not working in her favor. Even the tables, like, no, bitch. You don't get to shine.
Storm's tearing apart our desk!
But I did like the storyline of Toni getting into this match, saying that, oh, I defeated you in the finale of Mae Young Classic. I thought that was a nice storyline getting into it.
That makes sense. That's a good way to do it. Like, I love the fact that she's like, I'm the one woman that Io Shirai has never been able to beat, and I've got her number. But like, girl, she's got everything she needs to in the ring. She's got looks for days. She's got a total package, except she's just missing that little bit of charisma.
Should we talk about the table?
Can we talk about the table?
We can talk about the table.
Okay, so this match was good. I think the tag match was a lot better. And there was definitely a boner killing point, and I feel like that was the table breaking just out of nowhere.
I am so excited for a future WWE 24 with Toni Storm, where we get to hear her actual thoughts that were going through her head when that table collapsed. Because you could see it. It was just like. Well, here we go.
We're here now.
Even the commentators were like, uh-oh. I was like,
How do you even pull that off? Because usually when usually when like a table doesn't break, you kind of like explain that away. But how do you pull this off? How do you explain this? I can't wait to watch it on Botchamania. That's what I thought, which is terrible. Like, I shouldn't be watching a match and think I can't wait to watch this on Botchamania. Oh my gosh, seriously.
I think the best way to explain it is Layla's face after Caitlyn eliminated Eve from that battle royal. That's the best way.
And I get sometimes shit just happens, but this one, like you said, was an extremely like weird boner kill. Like, I feel like they couldn't bounce back up from it. Like, after that, they came back and was like, kept on delivering. It would have been different, but I just kept on thinking about that one spot because the way that the vibe changed almost in the match for sure. So I was like, oh.
I don't know if this was planned or Io just being creative, but she started climbing. Okay, I'm gonna make this work. So she started climbing and she just jumped off. Still didn't fully recover it, but I think she tried to do what she could do, and that was pretty cool.
I love that Io now is the resident I'm gonna jump off of something crazy person, and no matter what match she is. I just wish she did that whole same cute little expression that she did in War Games right before she puts on the trash can, like that really funny jackass face that like you put in the intro the last time.
Io, there's not much to say about it. She's amazing. She's awesome. Whenever she's in, I don't even know how she does it. It's just art. But what do we think of Mercedes Martinez? She said no to Retribution. She came back to NXT. She's in this championship match. Do you think she delivered?
Hell yes! Definitely.
The woman never fails to deliver. She's got a solid wrestling backing, and she's just freaking awesome. And also, I want to go ahead and point out, her tights were badass. They were really cool.
They really were. At first, I was like, I didn't really understand like her whole, especially her entrance. Like, she just looks like Super Shredder, which is cool. But I don't know if that's what she was going for. But like when she actually took off all her things, I'm like, oh wow, that's like really cool ring gear. And then they kept on mentioning her being a 20-year veteran. She's been in the business for 20 years. And I feel like sometimes you're like, shit, okay, I get it. But then this time, that was like very evident that she was in wrestling for 20 years and can still go and brings experience. And I really wanted to actually love this match more than I did. I even went back and rewatched it. I'm like, I really, really want to love this match because I almost wanted to see more of a like the veteran, the present, the future of women's wrestling. But I don't really think it was that, and it kind of bummed me out that it wasn't. I don't know exactly. I can't even like pinpoint it exactly what it was, really.
I love the first half. I love the whole like, oh my god, that corner German suplex.
Oh my god, that was so cool. I was like, oh, I totally popped for that, for sure.
The three-way submission thing I also freaking love. But I think, again, the table was kind of boner killer. And then after that, it was just Mercedes and Toni kind of going back and forth. And it just kind of ended out of nowhere with that moonsault. So I feel like it was either cut, but it was pretty abrupt. And it was a short match, too. I'm
getting kind of annoyed now because the way... I don't like these surprise moonsault finishes that they're kind of pigeonholing Io into, where she's just like, moonsault out of nowhere kind of deal. it just kind of diminishes and it kind of, like you said, cuts off storytelling. It really does. And the match did feel kind of flat once it
And I did think that, Toni Storm kicked out of Mercedes Fisherman's suplex, and I was like, oh, so we're kicking out of finishers now. So then I thought when Io hits a moonsault, then somebody's going to kick out of it. At least that's what I thought, because then Toni did her Storm Zero to Mercedes, and she kicked out too. I was like, okay, so we're doing this. And then when Io hit the moonsault, I'm like, all right, so, they're not kicking out.
I feel like if they had like maybe like 5-6 more minutes or something like that, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
But I still liked it.
I really want to love it, but I definitely feel like I like the tag match even more. I mean, I think this just speaks volumes. I feel like we spend way more time talking about the tag match than we did this match. I mean, it was good. I like the falsies at the end too, but I don't know. I just felt like I was already in a big high and from that tag match, and maybe it was my fault for wanting to like this match even more. And I had I feel so bad because I'm not saying I had higher expectations. No, the match was
I did.
technically but the match was technically fine. It was good. Each woman delivered. I just didn't all. Each person I think did good, but just didn't really necessarily mesh all together. And I don't want to say maybe it was Toni Storm, but
I thought you were Tony's biggest fan.
That's why I'm not saying it. Okay, I'm not gonna say it, but I am. I love Toni Storm, but I kind of feel like if we see a WrestleMania rematch, or if I had to pick, I would much rather see Mercedes versus Io.
But let's just blame the table on why this match failed.
It just collapsed at the impressive sight of the thickness of Toni Storm's thighs.
Damn!
Yeah.
Oh my! Man, Toni.
We think the right person won.
Well, I would love to see Mercedes be NXT Women's Champion. I do think that Io still has a good run, and I'm not mad about it because I think it'll be even more epic if they do end up building up maybe a little bit more for Mercedes to win that title.
I just don't know if it's not Mercedes taking that title off, because I was like, okay, they're just going to put it on Mercedes because I couldn't think of anybody else that can step up and be the next contender right now. But then it popped into my head. I was like, wait, Mako just hopped over to NXT UK and she's headed for Kaylee Ray. So if she dethrones the Scottish princess, then maybe we'll get to see some Kaylee Ray in NXT to take on Io Shirai.
Interesting. I'm still on the Raquel González stock. I feel like she's the one that would really take down Io, because Io's been a champion for a while now. So for her to lose in a triple threat, I think that's very anticlimactic. It better be a huge feud that are built into WrestleMania season or something. So I feel like it has to be Raquel. Can we briefly talk about Taya Valkyrie being signed by WWE?
So is it confirmed? Or is it still just a rumor?
It's not like WWE confirmed, but it's like all the major publications confirmed it.
I mean, we saw Eli Drake debut last night, so they seem to be very set on bringing in established talent and plopping them right on the television. So maybe we could see Taya Valkyrie versus Io Shirai, which 100% is a match I'm so here for.
Wow, I think that's the match I didn't know I wanted.
Do you think she should go to NXT or go straight to main roster?
NXT.
Oh, really? I kind of just want her to go straight to main roster and then just team up with John Morrison.
Of all people, you want her to team up with her husband, who's nothing but Miz's sidekick at the moment? That just seems like you're just pushing her for failure, unless it's setting me up for a Miz and Maurice versus Morrison and Taya Valkyrie at WrestleMania.
That's what I want.
Unless they do that, that's the only way I would want that. But I don't think that would happen. But that would be great too.
You think she'll shine in NXT?
Oh yeah, I think so. And I think for sure, if they're signing her, they obviously signed her for a reason. But I feel like they have a really good way of putting established talent once they first sign them into almost setting them up for success for the most part, at least.
She's got really good experience, and plus, if you're not watching Impact, please go watch Impact. It's fantastic. She's so entertaining. Even outside of the ring, that woman is a charismatic force, and I love watching her perform.
The reason I want to see her in main roster more than NXT, because I feel like NXT is a lot more wrestling focused, and Taya's a very good performer, but she is a full-on entertainer. She's got the looks, she got the promo, she's got the character. So I feel like she would shine more in main roster, where the entertainment aspect is a little more valued.
You think the entertainment value isn't in NXT? Because Xia Li right now,
Xia Li is gold.
I didn't think gold. I thought she was blood red because that bitch is killing people. It's just intense.
Man, she's gonna be a huge star to it. Like, I don't know how they figure out this gimmick, but I am completely in love with it, for sure. It works out so good.
So that is our Vengeance Day review. Thank you so much for joining in. Paloma, where can we find you?
You can find me at Paloma Star on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also find me and Joey and Moxie and GS in our very exclusive Discord. So please come on through and join our Patreon to any level so you can join us and talk to us on Discord. We're on there like all the time.
You can find me pretty much everywhere because I'm a social media whore. So you can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram and Twitter, Joey.Mayberry on TikTok. Check out my show Tops and Bottoms on Spotify each and every week. And check out my YouTube. I just uploaded some new matches because I'm back in the ring, bitches.
And you can find me at DS and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter. And I'm talking to Maria Kanellis tomorrow. So that interview, I'm going to publish it pretty soon. So fingers crossed she has good internet this time.
Once again, with good internet.
All right, see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.